Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How are we all doing with the fact that it's Monday? Good morning, Melon. Malin. Can't remember. Hey, Ian. Oh my gosh, Meredith, good morning. Emma Jean, what's good? Hey, Cranko. How is the writing going, everyone? It's been a minute. Hey, Molly Jane. Hey, Scarlett. I'm finally on chapter 6, which I know does not sound very far in, but that means I've gone through chapters 1 through 5, I think at least 5 times. So, which I did not realize, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh, what's your hat, Cranko? I'm so curious. Meredith's almost done with revisions. That's so exciting. Molly Jean's going to finish a draft today. Well, that's exciting. No, Meredith, new book. New book. Girl, if I was going back and editing gas station, we would have bigger problems. Brainstorming hack. Oh, hack. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's morning. Brainstorming hack 2 today, love. Writing in a wingdings. Oh, that's that font that's characters, right? Something about not being able to read what I write makes me want to write, makes me write more. Well, that's good. I can't do those hacks, like the ones that are like writing Comic Sans, writing wingdings. Like, I can't do it. I need to be able to see it. Or like in white font. I feel like my version of that is dictation, you know? You might be wondering to yourself, also, why do you have a venti coffee? My sister was going through the drive-thru yesterday, and they said that the lady before her had ordered this and then didn't accept. Like, she got to the window and like gave them a lot of attitude and didn't take her drink and left. So then my sister brought it to me. You know? Hi, Ellie. Hello. Hello. Got my dishes soaking, my towels in the wash, and my lace dying. So ready to write. That's exciting. Okay, this is so real. When I can't see what I write, it's riddled with spelling mistakes. Like, I don't know if I can actually type because the amount of spelling and grammar mistakes is cuckoo banana behavior on my pages, even when I can see the words. Coming to the home stretch. It's exciting. Love. I can't do Comic Sans. I know people swear by the Comic Sans trick. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. This is why, okay, the spelling mistakes, I don't know how to fix this problem because it's not that I'm spelling things wrong like intentionally. It's like my fingers, like just the way I type. I think it's because I type on so many different keyboards. Like, I have this keyboard, I have one that's ergonomic. I have my keyboard at work, which is like just a Mac keyboard. And so maybe that's why I make so many errors because my fingers are like not, they don't have a regular keyboard. But also the problem is on Scrivener, it doesn't like correct your spelling mistakes, which is probably good. Like, I should probably just correct them, but I think like Word and Google just like do correct them, you know? Um, yeah. When I was 11, I only wrote in Comic Sans for a couple years, not a clue why. Oh, I know. I feel like I used to write like things in Comic Sans, and that's why I can't do it. Yes, I definitely do this. I switch from Scrivener to Google Docs and then Google Docs to Word. So like Scrivener's where I do my drafting. Google Docs is where I get into revision with other people, and then Word is where I do like final copy edits. I don't know why. That's what I do. Meredith, I didn't write in Comic Sans from 1997 to 2003 because I was 2 in 2003. So I was more so writing Comic Sans in 2010. But, you know. Whew. All right. Shall we? Okay. Sorry. Let me actually get it up. I'm tired this morning. Whew. All right. Are we ready? I'll see you in 25. All right, that's the sprint, everybody. How'd we do? I was not gone. You might have been like, Alyssa, where did you go? You weren't on screen. I'm just sitting in a chair behind, but I could see the screen, so I could see all of you chatting. I ended up just reading that sprint. Actually, just needed to warm up for the day, for the week. I actually did quite a lot of writing yesterday. Like a really good amount. So just kind of easing in. How did we all do? Meredith made a list. Love to see it. Hey, Cookrow. Got some reading done too. 214. Researching rigor mortis. It's exciting. Got some plotting done. Trying to use a plot grid. I've heard of those. Let me know how it goes for you. 700, 660, some video editing, 827. Wow. You guys did some great work. 358. Pretty close to finishing this scene. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not boring. I'm just, I'm just tired. I was reading pretty late last night. I didn't look at what time it was before I went to bed. Because sometimes when I know I have to get up early, I just don't look at the clock when I go to bed so I can just be delusional, you know? But I think it was probably around like midnight, which is much later, much, much later than I typically stay up. So it's hitting me today. Hey, Edie, how's it going? Hannah finally got back to writing, handwriting the first draft of a new novel. How exciting! Grace got here late, did some nail painting, and deciphered some notes. Love. What was I reading? Not anything that I'm. Oh, what was I reading last night, or what was I reading during the sprint? Last night I was reading something crazy. I don't even know. I don't even know what it was. I was on Kindle Unlimited 1 second. And then the next second I was reading a stalker romance. And I don't know how it happened. And then I just kept reading it. And I don't. This is not an invitation to stalk me, by the way. I do not like stalkers in real life. Okay. Just as a. I also don't like them in books either. It was like a train. It was like a car crash. Like I couldn't look away. And then it was midnight. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Okay. But this morning I was reading parts of Crooked Kingdom. I don't know why. I was just sitting in my chair, in my rocking chair, just having a moment of relaxation. And then I look over and I see Crooked Kingdom and I'm like, I haven't reread certain parts of that book in a long time. Like, let me just do a little reread. Let me just do a little, but when I say reread, I mean I'm just going to like two different sections that I like, you know? Um, Watched an author tube video, drank some coffee. Love, love. We love a stalker. No, we don't. We don't. No stalkers. Oh, it is definitely a genre. It is definitely a genre. It is definitely a genre. Technically, I think the genre is dark romance. And typically it's like, oh, like he's a stalker, but like we love each other. But like she's like kind of into it, you know? And oftentimes like she's an assassin or something, or like she works for the mafia. And so then like, yeah, sure, he's a stalker, but she's like also doing stalkerish behavior, you know? Do you know exactly what part of Crooked Kingdom I was reading, Meredith? um okay. Don't okay. Listen, yes, I agree. I think the romanticization of stalkers is wild, but 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 I think that there's a difference between fiction and reality. Like I think you can want something in reality that isn't interesting in fiction, and similarly, Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Like I think things play out. Like, and honestly, there's a page at the beginning of this book that I should have just stopped there, but I was like, I need to see what this is about. First, there was like 7 pages of trigger warnings, which was crazy. Like she did too much. And then there was a page where it was like, this is a book that romanticizes stalking and Stockholm syndrome. If this is upsetting to you, do not read it. And I was like, okay, T. Like it acknowledged at the beginning, like, this is not something we actually want. It's just something to read about that's interesting, you know? Also, if you read a fantasy book, a lot of these men are stalkers if we looked at it in real world context, you know? Yeah, he's a stalker with a heart of gold. Yes, PSA, if you're being stalked, do not stalk them in real life or do not romance them in real life. Actually, I've heard that like obviously if it depends on the situation, but if you're in a situation where like the person who is like you can't get away and you know that this person is obsessed with you, like fawning and like playing along is actually the smartest move until you can get away. Pro tip. I have not been stalked, but this is what I have heard from Criminal Minds episodes. Okay. Yes. And this one fully marketed correctly. They said in the first page, this is what's going on. No, okay, but here's the thing about the content warnings is that it was a little aggressive. Like you could tell she was doing the content warnings to be like, oh, look at how many content warnings there are. And I'm like, girl, okay. Yes, I do agree. I just want to clarify my stance on stalkers that stalkers are not good in real life and in books, frankly. And in books, because I read these books and I'm like, okay, no. You know? I kind of think I have a stalker. Okay, I don't actually. I don't actually. But if you're watching this, I will fight you and I will win. Anyway, um yes, stalkers are very serious and bad. So don't be one and don't actually start loving any of them. You know, like don't actually do this. Don't do it, okay? It's okay. You can DNF that book. I probably would have if I was reading it slowly, like a normal human being. But I just decided to read it really fast, and so I skipped a lot. Um, but this is allowed. It's allowed. Do you want me to spoil the twist? Actually, no, I'm not going to because there's a lot of other people here. So, never mind. I will not spoil an entire book. Ian, I don't know what's going on over here in the comments. What is happening? I did. I did send. This is about when the moon hatched. I did send Meredith like a 5 minute voice memo, literally spoiling the entire book. I did tell her at the beginning of the voice memo to not listen if you didn't want to get spoiled. Okay, but okay. I've been reading. I read this comment and I've been thinking about it, and I don't know if I agree. Auntie Caffeine Craft says, just saying the thought is parent to the action. If you're reading about it, you're taking the first step. But I think about like if we're reading a fantasy novel and he's like it's like a knife to throw, like he has to like enemies to lovers. Like in real life, if somebody was attacking me or like murdered my family or like was against me in like a kingdom, like I would not actually want to have an enemies to lovers romance. Like I feel like there's a lot of things in books that we accept for the character development, you know? And also accept that like I personally, me Alyssa, would never be in love with this man because of like choices that they've made, but like I would in a book. But that does, I don't feel like that necessarily correlates to wanting a similar thing in real life. um Honestly, I feel like books are kind of like a safe space to explore that, of like I do not want to be stalked by somebody at all. Please do not stalk me. I want to make that clear. It will not end well for you. But like this concept is interesting to think about, you know? And usually it's like halfway through the book, they get kidnapped by somebody else. And so then the original stalker has to come back. And then he's like, he's not really a stalker anymore. Now he's kind of your boyfriend. Okay. Okay. All right. Shall we? Let's get writing, everybody. I don't actually, I say that. I don't know if I'm actually going to be writing. Hey, Duke of Denver. Sorry. I'm just reading. Okay. I'll see you in 25 minutes go. All right, that's your sprint. How'd we do? I wouldn't call this my most productive morning. But, it's Monday, easing into the week. There's plenty of time to write today. So, usually, don't let me make a habit of reading during sprints, but hey, Belle, how's it going? Emma Louise, running late as it's summer holidays. My 10-year-old wanted her hair colored. That's so fun. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Claire. Good to see you. Started draft 3 last night and hit 4.5K. Claire, oh my gosh. You're a machine. My brain is braining, so read about 30 pages of Watermoon. Love. Did some beta reading. More plotting, but I can feel my focus slipping away. Real. 256. Auntie Caffeine Crafts needed a moment. Needed a moment after the stalker romances, and I understand. And also, it's like such a weird experience to even, because I wouldn't say I read it. It was more like it read me. Like it was like I I didn't know what I was getting into, and then I read that warning, and then I was like, let me just read a few pages. And then it was like midnight, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not approving of anything that's going on this page, but I can't put it down, It was like a hostage situation. Okay. 977. Oh my gosh, 977. Scarlet. Girl. 386 done. Working on draft 2. Hey, Emily. How's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. 753 for Molly Jane. This is my coffee that I didn't buy. That someone at Starbucks. Like I'm picturing imagine purchasing this and then getting mad at the baristas for some reason and then just driving away, because that's what happened. So I don't know. Imagine that. Imagine paying, how much would you pay for this? $70, and I don't know. Hit 16K, 115 for the first sprint, 50 for the second. The book kidnapped you. Ooh. Wow. I know. I want to know the story because my sister didn't relay the story very well. She was like, yeah, they gave it to me and said someone gave them a lot of sass and then drove away. And I'm like, what were the details? I would have been grilling. I would have been grilling the employee. I would have been like, what did they say? What's the drama? Are they here often? What did they order? It's a little venti iced caramel macchiato quad. A quad? Hello? She needed the quad apparently. I've been slowly sipping away at this for a day. It's the audacity that we've done 2 sprints and I feel like I just woke up. And haven't done any work. Don't let me do that again, everybody. I mean, actually, if I need to, I will. Because, I used to do that all the time. I used to reread little sections of books all the time. I feel like it was good for me. I'd just sit in my little office. It was when I used to, I mean, I guess right now my bookshelves are in the room that I write, but in my apartment, I would do that a lot before I moved, where I would just procrastinate writing by sitting and just picking a little book off the shelf and reading a few pages, just reading my favorite little part. So that was lovely. I know, Emily. It's crazy. What are we doing? And also a quad. I'm like, four? So is that 4 shots of espresso in addition to what was already in the venti? Like, I don't understand. I hope not. I hope not. Okay. Housekeeping. I think this will be the only stream this week because I'm potentially allegedly going out of town for work later this afternoon, later this week. But I don't know if that's really going to happen, but I should probably plan for it. And also, there should be a vlog tomorrow and potentially a different video, or maybe a different video tomorrow. I can't decide. It depends on if I feel like filming today. But there will be a video tomorrow, hopefully. And then probably one on Friday, I think. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I don't know why I said that. I don't know if that's true, but it's what I'm kind of aiming for at the moment. Thank you for starting the week with me, everyone. I know I did zero writing, but I hope you got something done. Maybe I'll rewatch the stream and do some some writing. Does it still count that way, you know? But I will see you so soon. Have a great Monday, everybody. Or I hope you had a great Monday if this is the end of your Monday. Or I hope you have a great Monday in the morning, question mark. If it's Sunday for you, I don't understand how time zones work. I'm just going to let you all go and have a great time. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh.